Joining us now, Republican Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana. He serves on the Judiciary Committee. Senator, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Wolf.
You're someone who writes bluntly, very bluntly, about what happens here in Washington, D.C. How confident are you, first of all, that this partial government shutdown won't be prolonged?
I think that by the end of the week, the House and the Senate will have passed 11 of the 12 appropriations bills. Now, it'll be a bumpy road for the House. It'll be a clown circus for a few days, but I think they'll ultimately pass. The only bill that will not pass is the Department of Homeland Security budget, and frankly, I don't know if it's possible to pass that bill.
Because?
Because both sides are dug in. There are Republicans who will not vote for any type of reform. There are Democrats who will not vote for any type of funding for ICE. Their base, whatever you want to call it, the Sanders, Ocasio-Cortez, Mondami wing of the party is going to demand don't vote for anything. Now, are there enough votes of those in the middle? We don't know yet.
What about the Democrats calling for making ICE agents remove their masks and requiring judicial warrants? Where do you stand on those specific proposals?
Well, I've been real careful about talking about specific proposals because it's a moving target. I would not support removing masks. There are people out there who mean these agents harm, and not only them, but their family members. And if they can find out where they live, that's dangerous. In terms of the warrants, I guess my question is going to be, when we get down to negotiating, in what context? In some contexts, you already have to have a warrant. Are you saying in all cases? Does that mean the standards of reasonable suspicion under Terry v. Ohio can be thrown out? I just don't know enough about the details of what kind of warrants they want to require.
They want judicial warrants, not administrative warrants.
I know, and the Supreme Court has already said, in a case in 1960, I think it was Abel v. U.S. Wolf, they have suggested that administrative warrants prosecuting final orders of deportation are constitutional. I don't know if it's just judicial warrants that some of my colleagues are talking about, though.
I want to play what the Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said yesterday, and then we'll discuss. Listen to this.
Sure. I would say that we can always do better, and we learn from every situation that we're in. We see a very organized, well-funded campaign of violent protests against our law enforcement officers. And so we're going to continue to get as much information as soon as possible to give a strategy to protect people, protect our federal buildings like the president laid out yesterday. And we're going to make sure that the American people are safe.
In your view, Senator, has Secretary Noem sufficiently acknowledged the mistakes she's made and her people made in Minnesota?
Well, I haven't heard it. She might have, and I just didn't hear it. I guess I'd make 3 points quickly. Wolf, number one, I'm a big Tom Homan fan. I think he knows what he's doing. I think he exercises prudential judgment. I would leave him in charge. Number two, I think most Americans agree with me that illegal immigration is illegal. Our immigration statutes are not some second-tier laws. I support enforcing them. How you enforce them matters. Due process, equal protection, reasonable suspicion of Terry v. Ohio. You can legislate stuff, but if you don't have the leadership to execute it, then it's of no moment. I think Homan knows how to do that.
A specific question. Some of your own Republican colleagues, and you're a Republican, Senators Thom Tillis and Lisa Murkowski, for example, they're calling for Secretary Noem to resign. Do you agree with them?
No, I don't. I don't have enough information to be able to make that bold declaration. We're going to have a hearing, and I hope the Secretary comes before us and answers questions truthfully and honestly and transparently and tells us why she took the approach that she took and why she said the things that she said. In the meantime, I would let Tom Homan run the show.
Instead of her?
Yes. In terms, yes, I think the president made a wise decision.
So he should be the Secretary of Homeland Security?
No, I didn't say that. I'm talking about in charge of all the ICE operations. In terms of whether we have a new secretary, that's frankly up to the president. But I think a lot of Americans on both sides of the aisle have questions about our secretary. And if I were she, if she asked for my advice, she hasn't, but if she did, I would tell her to move up that date to appear before the Senate Judiciary and the House Judiciary Committee. I would look the American people in the eye in front of God and country, and I would answer every single question. And if she was wrong on something, she should admit it. She should explain why she said what she said, why she made the decisions that she made.
Senator Kennedy, another important story I want to get to. The Justice Department finally releasing its tranche of files related to Jeffrey Epstein. They did so on Friday. The Deputy Attorney General, Todd Blanche, says the Department of Justice is not considering bringing any additional charges related to Epstein. Is that acceptable to you?
Well, I don't know yet. They haven't released all the documents. That's my understanding.
They released 3 million additional pages, but there are reports that another 3 million are still being held.
Here are the two things that I'm fairly certain of. Number one, this issue is not going to go away until the Justice Department releases every single document, every single picture, every single email.
And you want them to do that?
I want them to do that. I've said that from day one. Number two, there are some of my colleagues who have boldly stood on the floors of their respective bodies and said, we know who needs to be prosecuted, we have the names. Now, there are only two possible reasons for them saying that. One, maybe they're on real strong drugs, or number two, they know. If they know, and they're making those kind of allegations, then by God, they ought to give us the names, and they ought to be prepared for the litigation that follows if they're wrong. But this has gone on long enough. The American people don't trust government. That's the fault of both sides. And if I were they, I would release every single document and picture.
We'll see if that
and
happens.
Protect the victims, but do it.
Yeah, and redact the pictures of the nude girls and women.
Well, I don't even know if I would do that. I would redact their faces. I would protect their privacy. I haven't researched it, but any simple excuse that people can find not to believe the Justice Department, they're going to believe it, and I don't blame them. I mean, this whole thing on both sides has been a goat rodeo.
Yeah. All right, a quick political question before I let you go, Senator,
Shoot.
and thanks so much for your time.
You bet.
Senate, a lot of people are noticing that Democrats just flipped an important Texas Senate district in a special election that President Trump actually won by a whopping 17 points back in 2024.
Yeah.
Does that concern you at all, looking ahead to the midterms that are coming up?
Well, sure it does. Now, I don't know the candidates in the race, and obviously the candidates matter. But there's no question in my mind that right now, Democratic voters seem to be more motivated than Republican voters. Can that change? Yes. But when moms and dads lie down to sleep at night and can't, Wolf, they're worried about the cost of living. And just telling them, don't believe your lying checkbooks is not going to get it. We're going to have to take action.
Senator, thanks very much for joining us.